Hi, I'm Barbara Eskin, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about Shared Habitat Earth. We're a group of about 40 artists, and we're all focusing on the beauty of nature as we still have it and the danger that hangs over it if we don't act now. But how did this all begin? Well, I'm an artist and I've been painting for many years, but what happened one day was, it was a very special day. I was walking in the woods and it was very peaceful on a Sunday morning, nature all around me, and I just profoundly felt privileged to be there, happy to be there. I was alone, I didn't feel lonely, and the words shared habitat, earth, literally just came into my head. And I said to myself, that's strange, that sounds like the name of an organization. Who needs another organization? Then I said, shared habitat, earth, S-H-E, she. Wow, I said, that needs to be, I need to do something with this. So I spoke to a friend of mine who was an artist, and she spoke to another friend, and the group just grew. There were more and more artists who wanted to participate and do something about our shared habitat.
Barbara, do you remember how we first met for She?
I forgot. Tell me.
So our friend Alyssa, who was painting with the group, had introduced me because she saw some of my environment-related paintings on Facebook. She said, there's a group that's doing it, do you want to join? I was so thrilled. I immediately wrote to you and sent you some of the pictures, and you wrote back, and I was so thrilled somebody actually responded so quickly. And here I am with the entire group of 40 people exhibiting my works. I'm so thrilled.
I loved your work. And actually, I loved your work and I loved your work too. It's lovely.
Love this painting. It is so beautiful. I love the mix of all the colors. I love that it's so bright and so bold. I love the greens, the reds. And then I'm really interested to know about the darker color that's kind of covering all of that. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about that, what's going on, what you had in mind when you painted this.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your comments. So I took a trip to Maui 2 years ago, and was absolutely instantly fell in love with how lush and just how incredible nature was, and the flora was just free to blossom everywhere.
Yeah, I can see that in the colors that you used. It's very tropical. There's a lot of like pinks and different variations in the color. And then I really also like the blue. Is that the blue of the sky?
The blue, I think for those of us who have been to Hawaii, there's just such a unique feel-good quality, and all the colors look more vibrant. I don't know where it's coming from, if it's the sun, if it's the ocean is bluer than I've ever seen. There's a lot of grass too, and it's just that green is just so intense. And I think that's where people, at least partially, people get their feel-good vibe from the islands, just from nature. Just you feel like nature is unleashed, and it really got me thinking when I got back about what the entire planet could be like if we were, as a human species, we're not part of it, you know, building roads and building cities and it just changing the order of Mother Nature the way it intended to be.
So this is my painting Dance, and it is about water and what water means for life. If we had no water, we had no life. Actually, we are water, if you look at it more precisely. We are 70% water, and we develop in water. Every plant, every organism is so to a great percentage water. So water is indeed the element of life, and this is the source of my inspiration. So I have a whole series on this subject.
So Preeta, I absolutely love your piece. It is such a celebration of life. I'd love to get the insight from your piece, and I'm particularly interested in your title.
So the genesis of this was, I was in the public library in Brookline, and a kid was printing an axolotl, a 3D printing of an axolotl, and that got me interested. So I Googled, and I read about how it is almost extinct, and it is almost extinct in the wild. Many people have them as pets, but in its natural habitat, it's not doing that great. And the reasons behind is rapid urbanization around Mexico City, which is very near its natural habitat, and the pollution in the rivers. And it got me thinking, so where are you, my axolotl? That was my first thought. And I said, okay, I want to draw a picture of everything that is there, and I'm looking for it, I'm not finding it. And we also know that there's so much of pollution in the oceans. We pollute the oceans more than we pollute Earth. We throw everything into the ocean, we package them and they float. And the fishes are suffering, they're eating droplets of plastic, and it's affecting their reproduction, their ability to do what a fish does or what a marine animal does. So, and also the color comes from the natural organisms there, which can glow, which can luminous, which can be an indicator of the health of the water. So that's where the colors come from. It looks like something like hope, but at the same time it's indicating that there's danger there. So that's roughly where this painting came from. This is such a lovely painting. I see eyes, I see the ocean and the beautiful sun. What is it saying?
Yeah, actually, those are the elements I was thinking of when I made it. I was thinking a lot about melting Arctic ice, how there's a chasm in one of the Arctic shelves, and that creates, that's from melting ice, and there's increased water, and that is having an effect on coastal cities. We're seeing increased flooding in the coastal cities.
But somehow I also see hope in the painting because of the sun. So I see the message as well as see hope for the future, that we will have conversations around it, we will transform, and we will be fine at the end of it all.
Yeah, when I use white in my paintings, in this case, it's not only to talk about ice, but white is also hope and, wonderful things ahead.
Attracts me because of its beautiful composition, the beautiful colors. It seems harmonious, and But if you look a little closer, you see there's something wrong, something is disturbing, and it is the fence, of course. And now we can, of course, associate what does that mean. It means borders, as she points out, borders that separate us, but actually borders can't separate us. We are all together in this nature, on this globe. Borders won't help us in the future. We have to overcome the borders.
Here's a very powerful painting by Aaron Starr, who's one of our newest members. It's called Earth's Last Dance, which sounds pretty dramatic. It makes that dramatic point that we don't have much more of a chance to save it, but it makes it in such a beautiful way again. So here we have the beauty in the composition and a very dramatic and stern warning at the same time. These two are also about terrible stuff that we're doing. They're called Oil Spill by Marsha Nurtsa-Odavashian. And these are, again, by the beauty of nature. So we're really contrasting the beauty of nature with the destruction that's looming if we don't act. And I just like the way it was hung, because it's all happening side by side. And that was the whole idea, to create this tension between those two things, the beauty and what might happen if we don't act.